It is believed that our thoughts materialize, and the universe favorably rewards a person with the reality about which he most often ponders. Based on this statement, strong self-motivation for success and work is the most important condition for productive growth. Otherwise, you simply will not be able to self-actualize. Therefore, you have to figure out how to learn how to achieve what was unattainable and how to believe in yourself.
It is believed that our thoughts materialize, and the universe favorably rewards a person with the reality about which he most often thinks.
Based on this statement, strong self-motivation for success and work is the most important condition for productive growth. Otherwise, you simply will not be able to self-actualize. How to properly motivate yourself? The right motivation is the key to success on the path to achieving your goals. Follow these recommendations and the result will not be long in coming. Create your goal and follow it. Why is it important to set your own goals? Because otherwise, it is highly likely to be led by other people's aspirations. Often people do not notice that they are following the guidelines of their parents, friends, colleagues. You need a car, an apartment, a family and children. But who? If you want to go on a journey, record a song, create a business, then you need to draw up an implementation plan in these areas. Meeting accepted expectations is not the right decision. To achieve success is too vague a figurative goal. You need to be very clear about what exactly should be achieved. And of course, understand that the tasks must be real. Of course, to become the head of Gazprom, to head Bank of America are excellent aspirations. But with a probability of 100% they will remain dreams.
Desires must be compared with real possibilities, otherwise the inevitable series of failures will lower self-esteem, and discourage the craving for self-realization.
Make a plan for the near future. Motivation for a successful life to achieve a goal is the basis, but it is also important to make efforts. If you want to start life from scratch, you need to plan it in stages. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Start with a schedule for the next day. This will give you a detailed idea of what to do and how to do it. Don't listen to what people tell you. The position "listen to the advice of professionals" is very common. But is it worth unconditionally trusting the opinion of leading experts in all areas of activity? If you do not take into account their brilliant statuses, they are just people who can elementary envy. Read other people's success stories. If you want to lose weight, you need to read stories about those who tell how much they worked to achieve the desired result. How much time did you spend on grueling workouts, drawing up a meal plan with experienced nutritionists, in order to reach the desired 70 kg from 100 kg? The same is in any other area of life, business, career, love.
Evaluate, analyze and absorb only such experiences.
After all, these are the people who are truly motivated for success. It is a big mistake to pay attention to the stars smiling radiantly from the screen, offering miraculous pills that can turn into a graceful dough in a week. Schedule your goals. A timeline for achieving goals is a very useful motivation. With it, it will be convenient to track results and analyze the reasons for failure. You can compose it for any task, basic, additional.
Its peculiarity lies in the fact that the leading desire is put down at the beginning of the list, followed by the rest are interconnected.
For example, you want to build a nice house. This means that you want to improve your living conditions and show others how great you are. Use envy for good. There is no person who at least once in his life did not have to envy. In fact, this rather strong feeling can be used to your advantage. It can be a great motivation for success. Again, one has to make a start from the possibilities. For example, suppose you want to learn how to write as well as Stephen King. Then you should start studying his literature. Remember that regular practice is a prerequisite for the approximation of a cherished desire. Enrolling in writing courses is a great solution. The main thing is to turn jealousy for good. Develop healthy habits. What we do on a daily basis invariably influences who we will become in the future. Leading life axiom. Just replace your usual addictions with others that will benefit and promote self-development.
From the Total Massachusetts, 5 basic attitudes should be distinguished that must be instilled in order to ensure the growth of self-esteem and motivation for success.
Do not neglect morning exercises. Include vegetables and filtered water in your daily diet. Learn the basics of meditation. Plan your day. Walk outdoors more often. Keep a goal diary. You need to start it as soon as possible. He is highly motivating. For clarity, let's take an example of students at Harvard University. Back in 1979, a sociological survey was conducted: do they have tasks and do they fix them on paper? The results showed that only 3% of young people wrote them down, 13% simply had them, and 84% did not have them at all. After 10 years, a second study showed that the 3% of students recording aspirations did indeed succeed in finance. Stability is one of the measurement methods. Bottom line, you need to set goals and paint a plan for achieving them. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Let's take weight loss as an example again. If you want to get rid of extra pounds, find like-minded people. Support and understanding are essential in any endeavor. In the company of people who also go to a certain result, it will be much easier to achieve what you want. Create a render board. When figuring out how to motivate yourself for success, make sure you have it.
You can collect various encouraging expressions, statements of prominent personalities, your own achievements.
At the sight of them, inspiration will invariably arise. You will want to work with a vengeance. After all, others can and I can handle it. What is motivation? It would seem that everything is simple here. Motivation is an incentive to achieve goals. But on the other hand, everything is not so certain. Many are set up for failure from an early age. Their relatives, loved ones, are not particularly convinced of a successful future and subconsciously instill their opinion in others. Those who grew up in such conditions initially do not imagine otherwise. Without motivating yourself, it is impossible to get rid of the imposed looped shackles. Some pessimists negatively tune others, those in turn convey the attitude to their environment, and so on ad infinitum. Convincing them to reconsider their views is not an easy task. It is even more difficult to re-educate yourself in this respect. Algorithm of motivation for success. To figure out how to motivate yourself to be successful takes a little work and understanding how it works. As a rule, people are motivated by some important set of circumstances in life. For example, a guy is not characterized by zeal, a special mind, the pursuit of his goals. It exists at the expense of parents and a small income from part-time jobs. At the same time, I'm happy with everything. There comes a moment when a girl appears, with whom he falls madly in love. To impress her, the young man begins to work hard. Thus, the beloved becomes a motivating event in this situation. To want to be successful, you need to represent who your role model is. Realizing the reality of a goal is the most important step towards achieving it. So, young athletes are equal to the winners of the Olympic Games, beginning musicians to famous performers. The most important component is self-confidence. So, a girl dreaming of a career as a model can revisit fashion shows as much as she likes, admire the eminent representatives of this business, but there will be no sense. Until she reconsiders her internal attitudes, all her desires will remain fantasies. Ways to powerfully motivate yourself for success in life. There are many techniques known to promote self-realization. All of them are inextricably linked with the inspiration through which a person begins to act. In order to get it, you can use the following methods: wise sayings, success stories, motivational advice, thinking positively, visual presentation of goals, affirmations, an entourage of outstanding friends and acquaintances, keeping a diary of achievements. Wise phrases. Well-known statements are often an excellent motivating impetus. So, the words of the writer and business consultant from America Brian Tracy are very inspiring. You can have everything you can think of all the time.
The phrase of the great British representative Winston Churchill gives strength and inspiration: success is not final, failures are not fatal, only the courage to continue matters.
Stories of great people. They motivate us not only with their statements, but also with their biographies. Not all successful ones became such at the expense of their parents. Most achieved everything on their own. Several famous personalities can be cited as examples. Francis Ngannou, who said that when he was little, there was not always food in the house. Oprah Winfrey, who was born into a poor family and does not even have her own clothes and things until grade 1. Jim Carrey, who spent his childhood years in hunger and poverty. Jackie Chan, whom poor parents planned to give to a receiving obstetrician. And there are many such examples. Think positive. Talking about motivation to live and to achieve success, this most important aspect should not be overlooked. The ability to think positively is a motivating habit. The more positive a person sees in the future, the more confidently he moves along the chosen path, the more often his plans come true. And so absolutely in all spheres of life. People get what they believe in. Goal visualization. A great way to motivate yourself to succeed is to visualize in detail what it will be like. This is necessary in order to be charged with positive emotions through drawing and thoughts. It is they who give a person satisfaction, stimulate him to move on, force him to influence his own subconscious. Logic is inextricably linked with consciousness, and emotional intelligence is inextricably linked with the psyche. Affirmations. The power of self-hypnosis should not be underestimated. Even if you don't believe in yourself, don't understand how to motivate yourself for success. But at the same time you constantly repeat that everything will work out, that is exactly what will happen. Gradually you will gain confidence, your mind will stop fighting and begin to perceive everything in a new way. Positive environment. The appropriate social circle has a beneficial effect on the level of motivation. If a person wants to advance in any area, improve performance, he needs to communicate with suitable people. With those who are able to set goals for themselves and build effective plans for achievement. It is important to enlist the support of those who have the same values in life and understand what the right motivation and success are. Chronicle of achievements. The path of life consists of a series of ups and downs. Someone collects only negative, and someone collects positive experience. It is for the second category that such a notebook was created. It is customary to record daily victories, small, big, no difference. Systematic flipping through the diary motivates and gives strength to accomplish the next feats. Even if not too heroic. Become an optimist. Taking on the next project, going to the exam, always remember that our thoughts are capable of materializing. And if you think that failure is possible, it will definitely happen. To prevent this from happening, you need to drive away all bad thoughts and tune in exclusively to the good. In this case, it would be nice to find a few minutes a day and think about what kind of success awaits you. The more detailed you draw these pictures for yourself, the faster your plan will come true. In motivation for success, a deep and wide awareness of the chosen activity is decisive, but equally, if not more important, is the ability to use an individual style of activity. In other words, the mode of work that is optimal for a particular person's temperament, consistent with his knowledge, skills and values. It is necessary to find empirically or to come intuitively to the most productive and least costly mode, work schedule. You need a creative approach based on your own individuality. Motivation for success includes dividing the main goal into sub-goals. Keeping in mind the main goal, you need to focus on the current sub-goals. As Dale Carnegie said, to live in the segment of today or even the present moment. Also evaluate the quality and costs of achieving the sub-goal if it is implemented personally by you or delegated to competent people, and choose the best option. It is necessary to timely celebrate the achievement of even micro goals, so as not to lose motivation for the main success. Positive emotions are a source of energy to move on towards basic success. Burn the bridges. Success motivation is diminished when you have sideways. For example, you have long dreamed of moving to another city and are already slowly packing your bags. But you are not selling your apartment because you are afraid suddenly something will not work out. This can go on for a long time until you burn the bridges. Do not sell everything you have and buy a one-way ticket.
When you have excluded the possibility of turning back, your motivation for achieving success in life and business increases several times. You just need to achieve a result. There are no other options.